Hello, Fab Foodies! Happy Thursday! Or as my children and my husband's coworkers call it, Baby Friday. We're almost through the week. So, here we are. Thank you. Welcome to my kitchen. Sorry. And let's get cooking. So, I want to show you a couple of things tonight because it's exciting and delicious, and I get asked all the time. So we're cooking outside the meal solution this week because it's one of those things that people love, our meal solutions. That's these guys, the sachets, the little packs. But oftentimes we get stuck in a rut with them, just like we do with all the rest of our favorite recipes. We follow the instructions on the back because they're right there. We don't have to look it up. It's easy. Bingo, bango, done. We're not doing that tonight. We are using the rotisserie chicken, but we're shaking it up. We're gonna get a little spicy. So I want to show you what we're doing. If I can get this device to work, because this is my children's device. Okay, so here we go. Now you get to watch me navigate my own website. So we are going in to my website here. jessicacrossan.epicure.com. I think most of you know how to get there by now. So what we're doing, we are going to use the search bar. So this guy right here at the top. Multiple devices with multiple light sources are not working. Hold on. Step farther back. No, I don't know. The search bar up here. It's got the little magnifying glass beside it. I think everybody's savvy enough to figure that one out. So we are putting in rotisserie. Spell it correctly. I did that. Or did not do that. So rotisserie in the search bar. Now it comes up. Oh, again, technology is not working together. It's the ring light, isn't it? It's totally the ring light. Let's see what happens if we turn it off. Give me a second. Bear with me, folks. Can you? No. No. So, take my word for it. Oh, this is failing here. Oh, there, sort of. You can see it. Rotisserie chicken has come up here. So click on that. There we go. This is not going how I anticipated. And you get the product profile. So it tells you what it is. It comes in a pack of 3. All of our benefits, you know, gluten-free, nut-free, all the fun things. Tells you a little bit about it. So classic herby flavor. You can season up to 3 pounds of chicken. This is what's new. So as you scroll down, you always used to be able to get to the ingredients and nutritional info. It's still there. You can click on it and a drop down will appear. You can sort of see it better here this way. So I'm just going to keep talking like this. And if you keep going, there is now a recipe ideas drop down menu. You can do this for any product you currently have living in your pantry and you wonder how to use. Click the recipe ideas and you can see better this way. A whole bunch of recipes that use this come up. So we are doing the lemon chicken tonight. So this angle works. We're not serving it with rice. We're serving it with potatoes. We're doing them in the air fryer. It's gonna be a good time. So that is first what I wanted to show you. How you can take something you have in your pantry. So, I mean, the new ramen broth, we're using that in the recipe. You can put that in the search. Click on it and then scroll down and it will bring up a whole bunch of recipes that use it. This has been a huge request from customers having an experience on my website. They're like, I wish it was easier to find recipes using these products besides just the recipe on the package. Well, Epicure listens. When you tell me that, I put in feedback. You can also put in feedback directly from my website, I believe. But But then they listened and they updated my website. It is really, really snazzy and sexy now. Like it looks very pretty. If you haven't been there lately, you should go there. But now you can just put the product that you want. So what used to happen and still does, if you search rotisserie, you get a page with 2 tabs. One tab is the product, and then you can click the recipe tab. The problem that happened, probably still does, I don't know. So I'll use buttered chicken as an example. You search buttered chicken in the search bar. All recipes on my website that use the word butter or chicken now come up. The first like 6 will probably be ones that use the butter chicken seasoning. But then you get a whole bunch that are just chicken, or a whole bunch that have the word butter in their ingredients lists or instructions. This narrows it down so that when you click on the actual product, so you've got the General Tao or the Donair or the mac and cheese meal solution pack, you click on it, go to its actual product page, and then scroll down, click on recipe ideas, and a whole bunch of recipes that just use that are there. Oh, good. Thanks, dog. Welcome to my kitchen. All right. So now we're going to make that recipe. So I'm going to start the heat under the pan for the chicken, but it actually takes less time than the potatoes, the tatties. So I am going to share a couple of tips with you. We have steamed them previously, so you should still be able to see. Yep, they're steamy in there. One of the tips that came in the user's manual for my air fryer, that you can see behind me, for getting really delicious potatoes, whether I'm doing French fries in the little rotisserie basket, which is actually what I'm using for these, or not, was to cook them at a lower temperature for the first like 10 minutes and then crank it up and cook them at a higher temperature. So my solution to that problem is I don't want to do that. So I am pre-steaming my potatoes in my multi-purpose steamer. It's the big one, the big lid. I pre-steamed them. Again, I have enough potatoes in here for all 900 people that live in my house. I pre-steamed for 5 minutes, so they're partially cooked. That means I don't have to now cook them for 12 minutes in the air fryer and then add 25 minutes at 425 or whatever to get crispy, crunchy French fries, roast potatoes in this case. I cut all of that out. I'm just going to stick them in the rotisserie basket and air fry them for 20 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. In here, pre-steamed potatoes, we are adding, I'm going to add 2 things. I'm going to move stuff out of the way so that you can see what I am doing. Can you see here? Sort of. We're moving you. There we go. So I'm going to add a drizzle of avocado oil. You can use olive oil in the air fryer, I think, but because air fry is such a high temperature, it's like 400, 425. I'm using avocado because it has a much higher smoke point, so that's why I'm doing that. Another quick tip, drizzle the oil, put the lid back on, shake, shake, shake to evenly coat your potatoes. You don't need to dirty another bowl. You don't have to use your hands. Once they are covered in the oil, we are going to add 2 different seasonings. So because we're making lemon chicken with the rotisserie, I'm going to throw a little bit of the lemon pepper on the potatoes, but also some rosemary garlic because both of them are delicious. Potatoes with both are spectacular. And you can really never have too much garlic. Right? Right. We've discussed this. We measure garlic with our heart around here, right? Right. All right, there is like not much left in there. We're just going, it's about half a tablespoon. We're going for it. I'm dumping it all in. And then you put the lid back on. Shake, shake, shake. Again, evenly coat your potatoes in all the delicious seasonings. Yes. Yes, that worked. And then I am going to throw them in the air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, you can toss these bad boys in the oven at 425 on your sheet pan with a sheet pan liner for about the same amount of time, because the pre-cooking in the steamer means that the oven doesn't have to work as hard either. The beautiful thing about this air fryer is that I don't even have to turn the oven on. So I made sure before I started this that an entire steamer full of potatoes fits in this basket. So just see you later, friends. Bye-bye. Have a good time. Have a nice life. Thank you. See you in there. And then I am going to throw it into my air fryer. So, I mean, you can watch. I'm not selling the air fryer because I don't sell the air fryer, but here we go. Do this correctly so that I don't embarrass all my pampered chef friends who are watching by messing it up. Okay, we want air fry, 20 minutes, rotate, and go. All right, so that thing's gonna do the potatoes for me. I don't have to do anything else. The rotate function means it just keeps spinning them. I don't even have to toss them. It's amazing. If you don't have an air fryer, you should talk to somebody who sells Pampered Chef. My pal Melissa out there, Melissa Stein, not sure if she still does, but that's where I got this bad boy. And if she doesn't, I know a number of other people who I can hook you up with. So, the pan is getting hot. So the first instruction for our chicken is to cut the boobs in half. So that's where you put them on a cutting sheet or cutting mat, cutting board, squash it flat with your hand, and then with the knife. I already did that because I don't want to be using a sharp knife cutting raw chicken on a live video. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a recipe for disaster around here. And then it says to coat them completely with the rotisserie chicken mix. So the easiest way to do that, I don't buy these, but as you can tell by the shape that it's in, anytime we get something in a Ziploc bag, we wash it and we use it again. So I haven't bought any kind of single-use plastic storage bag in, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 years. I just keep reusing and recycling the ones I have. Thank you, everyone on our street who sends us baked goods and Halloween candy in Ziploc bags. So I'm throwing the chicken in the bag. It's like shake and bake. It's shake and bake and I helped. And then I'm going to cut open the rotisserie chicken. The recipe is for half as many portions as I am making. So it says to use half the pack. We gonna use the whole pack because, you know, I'm cooking for 100 people. It's not actually 100, it's only 6, but the way those 4 kids eat, it feels like 100. Okay, my pan is hot. I'm going to turn it down because I'm afraid it's going to be too hot when I put the chicken in. All right. Put it in me. Smush it all around. I didn't add any extra oil to the bag. I'm just using the moisture on the chicken because there's oil in the pan. I suppose you could do it a different way and add the oil to the bag and then use less oil in the pan. It's really up to you. As I said, I turned the heat down here because it's definitely getting hot, hot, hot. She's feeling hot, hot, hot. Okay, so now it says to sear the chicken. This is going to be the fun part. For a couple of minutes on each side. Started with the biggest boob here. You just just want to use any large flat bottom pan. I love this one, but we don't sell it anymore, so I won't tell you about it. I gotta disappear for a second, gotta wash my mitts. Okay, and I'm back. So while that, turn the heat back up a little bit so that we keep up with the Joneses here. While that is searing, I'm going to add our green beans. Yes, frozen veg at this time of year are very likely your best option for the freshest. They're flash frozen practically at the field when they're harvested. They're harvested at their peak instead of being harvested not quite ripe enough and then shipped on a truck. So frozen veg this time of year, if you can't get local, do it up. We love green beans. They're nice and sweet and delicious. So another kitchen hack, care of Jessica. Use the same steamer we pre-steamed the potatoes in, because number one, it means washing less dishes. Number two, they can go in the dishwasher. And number three, you get a little hint of the seasonings that we used on the potatoes on our veggies. So I'm going to throw them in there. Some days I feel like we're a whole bag at one dinner family, especially looking in here. I don't know. Yep. Whole bag it is. These are recyclable, just so you know. Set them aside, because if I start them now, they will just get soggy before the rest of them is ready. However, I'm going to flip these guys because they are searing nicely. Smells delicious. Anybody who already loves the rotisserie chicken seasoning, you know it's delish. Get these guys flipped over. Clearly my squashing and cutting skills left a little bit to be desired. Some are slightly fatter than others, but that's okay. We don't judge. So the next step, once the chicken is cooked, we want to add in the lemon juice and some broth. So I decided, because the recipe calls for low sodium broth of your choice, we're using the new ramen broth. Why? Because it's delicious. It's a little bit smoky. It's a little bit salty. It's a little bit umami. Garlic, tamari. Just delicious. What else? A little bit of coconut palm sugar to give you that slightly sweet. And yeah, that's kind of it. White pepper, fire roasted onion. That's where the smoky flavor comes from. No need to use liquid smoke. Who the heck knows what that even is? Any of our products that have a smoke flavor, it's the fire roasted onions. It's delicious. So the recipe says to use half a cup of broth, but as I mentioned, we are making more than what the recipe calls for. So I'm going to make 3/4 of a cup. As with all of our broth mixes, make as much as you need when you need it by mixing 1 heaping teaspoon per cup of broth required. So 3/4 of a cup of water into one of our prep bowls, because it's also a measuring cup. It's got metric and imperial either side. So hot water. large heaping teaspoon. That's the small, well, I guess in this case the medium, because the big is the tablespoon, the medium is the teaspoon, and then if you flip it over to the small side, it's 1/2 and 1/4. So this end, full one. Scoop that into the hot water. Let it sit. Might actually give it a stir so that we don't just get a glob in there. Can you even see what I'm doing? I don't know. There we go. I can, just adding the mix to the water, it smells so good. You can definitely smell the smoky umami flavor. This one has rapidly become a bestseller since it launched a week ago. 10 days, about a week. It is the US favorite right now, and it is the second favorite here in Canada. I cannot remember. Amelia told us what the bestseller in Canada. I think it's the Hollandaise. This one is close second. And then Philly cheesesteak. Philly cheesesteak. And funnily enough, when our CEO Amelia was trying to tell us how popular the Philly cheesesteak was, she could not get that out. She called it Philly cheesecake like 5 times in a row, and then she laughed. Anyone who has ever watched anything with our CEO that's not like scripted, pre-recorded, she has the best laugh ever. It's ridiculous. I love it. And so she was just killing herself laughing because she could not say cheesesteak. She just kept saying cheesecake, and then it became a thing. This is what it's like to be consultant with Epicure. Our CEO is hilarious and adorable and ridiculous, and we love it. All right. These guys are starting to look good. I think it's time for the next step. And just to be sure I'm following the next step correctly, I am going to reopen my children's device here. All right, coat both sides. In a large pan, add chicken, sear, cook through, remove to a plate. All right, here we go. All right, friends, have a nice time resting on plates. From here, you want to add the broth. The recipe calls for capers. I don't have those. They're not entirely necessary. They do all add a little bit of salty flavor. Also, another reason I'm using the ramen broth. And the dog has kicked the camera again. Wee-wee. So add your broth mix. Deglaze the pan, move all the crispy bits around. Let it keep rocking and rolling. Then, because this recipe is called lemon chicken, you can't see anything because the dog moved things. Super awesome. Thank you, kitchen helper Winston, for blowing it again. So, cut your lemon in half. Half you are juicing, the other half you are slicing and adding slices to the pan. So, I have washed this lemon. It's always a good idea to wash all of your produce, even ones that have skin on the outside that you're not going to consume, because when I squeeze it with the citrus press, anything on the outside is still going to squeeze in there. So, it's washed because we're going to slice her up into some thin slices. Can you see what I'm doing? I don't know. The reason for the thin slices in the pan is also just more flavor. So the other half we are going to use the 2-in-1 citrus press. 2-in-1 because yes, it has an insert for limes. You put the lime in the coconut. Not tonight, we're putting it in the chicken. And it's actually a lemon. So here we go. lemon squeezed in. Can you see me? Yes, you can. You can't see me, but you can see what I'm doing, so that's all that matters. There we go. Lemon squeezed in. All the juice. Totally worth the squeeze. None of the pulp, none of the seeds. They stay in here. Throw in the lemon slices. I'm not going to use this piece of rind. This can go into my bag in the freezer full of scrap ends for broth. Yes. Citrus in homemade veggie broth is delish. Alright, so these guys are in. If you are using the capers, just push them around like you're pushing everything else around. I'm going to turn the heat up slightly, and then I'm going to double check that I haven't missed a step. I read the recipe 4 times before we started. Scrape and stir in any brown bits. Those are the delicious parts. Reduce heat to medium, simmer, stirring occasionally until sauce starts to reduce and thicken. Approximately 3 to 5 minutes. So we're going to let that happen. And while it is simmering away, thickening, infusing with flavor, delicious making, we have 5 minutes left on the roast potatoes over here, so come on down. Turn the light on here. They do look crispy and delicious in there. So when you're making food for people, your biggest thing is timing all the things together. So there's 5 minutes left on the potatoes. Approximately that much left on the chicken, so I'm going to throw beans in the steamer in the microwave. 4 minutes on high because we got 5 minutes left on everything else. They're skinny little beans, they cook fast. We're gonna keep stirring this around as it thickens. The lemons are starting to caramelize, so they're getting all squishy around the edges, which is nice. That's what you want. They're infusing their flavor in. Who's joined us? I see Shannon. Hello! Beth is out there watching. Hello, Beth, Danielle, Annette. I gotta come see that lady get some new soaps. If you're looking for the most delicious smelling soaps of your life, Annette McDermott, she is in there. She's watching. Check her. She's Daisy and Baloo. I met her at a Christmas market. She is adorable. Her soaps are delicious. Don't eat them, they're soap, but they smell delicious. So hello, ladies. Thanks for joining. If you are out there, anybody else, say hi in the comments. At this point, we're just watching sauce thicken now. So I guess we can kind of go over what we've done here. I showed you how to use some of the fancy new features in my website. You can search. No! The kids have come in from playing. He is now standing there staring at me like, well, they're here. They should feed me and barking. Welcome to my chaos. All right. We went over how to search on my website. So when you get there, there's some other pretty cool stuff. Actually, maybe I will show you this while we wait for the sauce to thicken. So we are here. We are here at the recipe. Hello, Sophia. So I'm going to go back to home. Just click on Epicure. It should take you back home. It's not going to because that's what I want it to do. And if you scroll down from here, so let's see here. Can you? I miss you too, lady. So new feature. We have new arrivals listed here, and you can scroll through and see what's new. If you go slightly further down, there is a new collection. The Better Brunch collection includes Easy Peasy Pancake Mix, the Hollandaise, the chocolate truffle sweet dip. That's not in the catalog. That's an exclusive. And I believe the quick biscuit mix. It might be the only way to get that right now. Or you can't get in there. I can't remember. And then this. How can we help you today? This is new. This is fancy. Health and wellness. Dinner in 20 minutes. Gluten-free baking. Meal prep, meal planning. You can click on any of those. So dinner in 20 minutes? Yes, please. Click on there. Come on. And it takes you to what's for dinner. Whole bunch of our favorite and best-selling and most delicious and fastest from raw to ready meal solutions and collections. And then, like I said, you can click on one. So we're clicking on the new sweet chili. Hi. Brings you to the product page. But now you can click on recipe ideas. And a bunch of recipes come up. So this is what we learned today. Super awesome, easy peasy way to search just about anything. Take what you've got in your pantry and search. Take what I've got in my pantry and search. Click I want recipes that can get dinner on the table in 20 minutes. It brings up a whole bunch of stuff. Ooh yes, here we go. All right.
Hello.
So we have thickened. We thickened a lot while I was talking, so I'm adding a little more water.
Mommy, Sophia asked if you can tell her about the truffle dip.
I think you've had that one before there, buddy. It used to be available all the time, like the summer berry came in a jar. You could stir it into yogurt and cream cheese. And guys, you're killing me right now. Can you get out of here, please?
We're trying to feed.
They're trying to feed the dog now, except they're making a mess. He's bumping this. Yes, it was the chocolate one you mixed with yogurt, oatmeal, cream cheese, all the things. It's just, this is the only way to get her now because it is exclusive. Okay, I'm bringing you back in so that you can see that we have reduced our sauce nicely. The lemons are nice and gooey, caramelized. So we're going to throw the chicken back in the pan so that we can coat it with this delicious sauce we've made. Turn the heat slightly back up just so that we can make sure our chicken... Girls! That annoys me! Nobody who is watching me cook right now wants to hear that. That sound is their dog voice. It's them speaking for the dog in his voice. Can you tell? It's my favorite thing. Oh, no, Sophia, you do not. Don't encourage them, Sophia! All right, so we are stirring the chicken around. We are not encouraging my children to keep making that sound, Sophia. We are going to make sure our chicken is coated in all of this delicious sauciness. And then we're going to turn the heat back down to minimum so that everybody can just kind of chill out here in the pan. I'm going to add a little more water because we are deglazing again. It is, I probably should have added a whole cup of broth because I have so much chicken. So that's fine. We just added a little more water and it will mix with everything and it will be beautiful, delicious amazingness. So there's our chicken. Gonna get the beans. Shannon says, Jedi says hello now. Jedi is her dog. Apparently Noah has an annoying dog voice too. I am not alone. Vindicated. Thank you everyone for confirming that it is equally crazy at your house as it is here. So, beans. Shake, shake, shake. Give them a quick... They're nice and steamy. Hello. So they are ready. Oh yes, Sophia missed the glaze. Sophia showed up to class late, and now she is asking the teacher all kinds of questions that were already covered. I love you, buddy. We are thinking outside the box and using the rotisserie chicken in a different way. I will link the recipe here in the comments. Now she's laughing because I called her out. I will link the recipe in the comments so that you can check it out. But I did also show you how to search and find it. That was today's lesson on how to use my fancy new website because they updated it. Shannon has no idea what I'm making either. I love it. My children are annoying and nobody knows what's going on here. This is what happens if you come in like 2 minutes after I started. You might have missed what I said. So I will put it in the description when I'm done with the live broadcast, and I will link the recipe because it is one of the most frequently asked questions. What can I do with what I have that's different from what's on the pack? So that's what we're doing. Potatoes, I'm gonna try and show you. It does require oven mitts. Excuse me, please. Because that fancy little rotisserie thing I put in there, it gets hot. So, I mean, the good news is it comes with this fancy retrieval tool. If you have one of those air fryers that's the basket, you're good. You can go nuts. As I also said, if you don't have an air fryer, you can do your potatoes in the oven. But I need this thing to get that thing out of there. So here we go. Da, 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 da. And there are our delicious crispy rotisserie potatoes. Lemon pepper, rosemary, garlic. They smell so good. They're crispy on the outside, like you know when you go to a place like Cora or Daybreak and they have their hash browns. I mean, those have been fried in the bacon grease on the flat griddle. You can make almost as delicious with the air fryer without making them in the bacon grease. So, I mean, I love potatoes fried in bacon grease, so I'm not judging anybody for that. But there we go. Those guys ready. I'm going to put them back in here just for now because that thing will roll away if I try and put it on the counter. Nope. There we go. Just welcome to my chaos today. So that is us. I will plate and share a picture of the plated food when we're done because everything is hot and it's chaos in here and the kids are home and the dog voice and all the things. So thank you for joining. Again, we've got a rotisserie lemon chicken coated in beautiful glaze, steamed green beans, and our crispy, fluffy on the inside, crispy on the outside, air fried potatoes. Delish. I hope the recipe search demo was mostly successful. I hope the dog voice didn't drive you crazy. It's life here in my kitchen, so thank you again for joining another Thursday, another delicious dinner. I love ya. Happy Baby Friday. See you next Thursday. Bye.